don't want to fall back.
No.
Is this good? Okay, we're good.
Here's it.
We're good.
We're rolling.
We're
You know what we start
on
doing
the air.
instead of what we used to do. We used to welcome the Matt and Monica podcast. No,
So
we just
weird.
re-roll. We start talking, try to be more normal. Like, and
It sounds weird now. Like when I hear us saying that, I'm like cringe.
if we listen to our old stuff.
Yeah, this is just we just go in it. We just do it.
So this is Mr. G Part 2 technically, or not really. It's not really a continuation. It's been
An addition.
It's been about 2 years, and we're recording at Grace Haven Farms, which is Caitlin and Brendan Schuler's brand new little farm. It's awesome. And it's like supporting local business, and it's, I don't know, we really like it.
A little piece of heaven in here. Everywhere you look, you're like, ooh, at everything.
You can tell, I'm assuming Brendan didn't do much, and it had been all Caitlin, because it looks very, like, meticulous, like, no, I'm just kidding. It could have been him, too, but, no, this is cool, and I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate what you're doing, I shouldn't say trying to do, because you are doing it, you know, you just, where do we start? You know, I like thinking about, you know, kind of like why we're doing what we're doing with our podcast and stuff, and it really is similar to what you're doing, you know, just trying to just put something good out there, because there's so much negativity out in this world.
Yes.
Right.
And, you know, these kids need that positive reinforcement. And
a lot of kids, I come to find out, a lot of kids in school is like, they don't know how to get along with each other. They don't know how to, and even in classrooms, it's like like they all they knew is how to tattle.
Yeah.
They don't know how to be positive. And my thing is, with a positive mindset, I don't care what you're doing and where you come from, all walks of life.
Yep.
With a positive mindset goes a long ways in achieving your goals or whatever they are.
Yep.
You know, because with it, and I went in, when I talk to people in the classroom, the kids, I go, do you want to have a, like, Eeyore and just another day? I go, you got three choices. You got choices. You can have a great day, a good day, a blah day, or an Eeyore day. It's up to you. And every morning, when you get ready for school or whatever in the morning, sit on the edge of your bed and say, okay, what kind of day am I going to have? You had that choice. You had the right frame of mind and the choice to do it.
Yes.
To decide what kind of day you're having. I do it to myself. Every day I get up, I go, okay, I'm having a great day. And every day, and it's, as you say this, it's become habit.
Yes.
It's habit. And it's good to start a day like that. Because I don't want to be around negative people all the time.
Who does?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, and like you said, this world is filled with negative people, negative Nellies.
Yeah.
I want to be around positive, upbeat people. And that's what I love, helping kids.
Yeah.
You gotta start from the bottom, basically, you know, because, like, I mean, they're living in a world right now where most of the world, I don't want to say most of the world is wonderful.
Yeah.
But we're all like almost made to think that everything's bad, everything's negative, everyone's out to get you or try to be better than you and stuff. So we have to try to help them think in a positive way when something's going wrong. How can we fix it instead of dwelling in it?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true, because how many people, like, even when I was growing up, judging you like, oh, your mom and dad, they drive this type of car, they drive that type of car. No, it's not about that. It's about being
What's in
humble.
here?
Yeah.
Right.
It's about being humble, having a good heart, and helping your neighbor. That's a lost art nowadays.
Yeah.
Even in the classroom, when I go in the classroom, it's like, oh, no, he stole my toy. No, he stole this, he stole that. Just share. You can play for 5 minutes, and you can play with it. Share.
Yeah, I think a lot of that starts at home, you know.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, as you can, in school and stuff, the parents are not really the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles.
Or social media is raising the children.
Yeah.
Because the parents don't spend time with them.
Right. In my experiences, I can tell when one of my students either spends time with mom or dad because it's how they act.
Right.
On a Monday morning and Monday all day, they're out of control because they don't have the structure at home, maybe.
Right.
And then it takes them 2 or 3 days to get back in the swing of things and say, oh, okay, now you got rules, structure. That's
You
hard.
know, a lot of kids, a lot of kids that go through the bad upbringing or the difficult.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't even say bad because sometimes kids can go through a bad upbringing. That bad upbringing could be the best thing that's ever happened to them, and because it can make them stronger, it can make them
Right.
more resilient.
Yeah.
But it
Right.
goes back to making that choice. And you know, I listened to the book by David Goggins. Most of it. It's called "Can't Hurt Me." And are you familiar with David Goggins at all? You know who he
I've
is?
heard of him. Yeah.
He's a resilient guy, and I heard he had a hard upbringing, and his hard upbringing was much different than what I thought it was. I assumed it was like inner city youth type of, you know, he grew up in Buffalo and had a wealthy family, but he had a very, you know, very abusive father.
Yeah.
And but he made that choice where there was a point where he talked about he wanted to join and be a Navy SEAL, and he had to lose, I think it was like 80 pounds in 3 months, and like there's no way you can do
Yeah.
it. And he's like, I'll show them. And he made that choice to push himself to make good choices. And he was, you know, he's now one of the most hardcore people on this entire planet, all based off of not his childhood that was difficult, that he could have blamed all of his shortcomings in life on. He made choices to do something with himself.
Right.
And I think kids need to know that. They need to hear stories about that
I
resilience.
was just going to say we need to start sharing way more stories about people like that instead of the other junk they're watching on like YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
It's terrible because they go and my students is like, they talk about Minecraft and talk about and this and
Yeah.
that game. I go, I've never seen Minecraft. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know anything about it because they told me, they asked me, they go, Mr. G, you play video games when you were younger? Nope. What'd you have? I had an Atari. What's that?
Yes, I played that once
Yeah.
or twice.
I go, that's old. That's old
Yeah.
like Mr. G. And they started laughing. I go, I played Pac-Man, but I didn't play it. I was the type of kid in the neighborhood to get everybody around, knock on the door. Can you come on after dinner? Let's play kickball, hot box, hide and go seek, whatever it is. I would round all the kids up in the neighborhood, and we'd get together and play
Yep.
until dark or play after, until dinner time. Then we can homework done. What time are you going to be out there? And then they would tell, and then we go play.
You know, something I wanted to ask you, Mr. G, was, because I've heard being at kids' sporting games and stuff like that, you'll have a kid that, say, strikes out on a consistent basis or, does something, fumbles the football or whatever and screws up maybe a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe this kid's less coordinated than other kids. You'll have some students that you can tell how they were raised, and they will treat that kid good, and they'll be like, hey, next time, pat him on the back. Then you get other kids that are like, yeah, you should probably quit. Or, you know what I mean? Like those, who would say something like that? And what
I would go nuts. As a coach, being a coach of different things, I would go so, because like I was taught in baseball, I played Little League Baseball. I wasn't the greatest. I struck out a lot. But when I got up to bat, I tried to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And then I realized when, my dad was coaching me, he didn't push me. I wasn't going to be a Major League Baseball player. I just played it because of my friend. Everybody plays things for a reason.
Yeah.
And that your point, and Matt was saying that quit and you should quit. Yeah, good enough to quit. No. Everybody's on the team because one, they want to belong to something.
Yeah.
And two, maybe they want to, be a positive role model. Some people are just good teammates. Like they want to cheer their teammates on. And some people want to star. They want to go to the college level. But if you all work together as one, and it all becomes together, and your role on your team, that makes your team awesome.
Do you remember any specific instance when you're younger of kids just being one way or the other? Do you remember any specific instance that affected you to this day?
Yes. When I was I was on a Hardened Furniture in baseball. Okay. And we lost every game. And this one game, this team, this first place team played us.
Mm-hmm.
We only had 8. We didn't have enough there. We only had eight players.
Okay.
But we beat that team.
Really?
And that other team, the one that we beat, wanted to protest it because we didn't have enough guys because we beat them. Before, when the game started, oh no, it was okay. Well, if you want one of our guys, we'll let you. I go, no, we'll play one. But see, we beat them, so now they want to protest the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that thing because we played with 8 guys, played what we had, and everybody played I never seen our team like that. We had chips were down and we played well together. You know, and another situation was when I seen it. This perfect example, actually, this kid I know, he was struggling hitting a ball, and so I told him, I go, I'm coming to your game Saturday morning. He goes, really, Mr. G? I said, yes, I'm coming to your game. I go, see the ball, hit the ball. In that, gotta have that mindset where you're gonna hit the ball when you get up there. I don't care if it's a little bit to the pitcher, you make contact. And that kid, I was so happy for him. He got a double.
Yeah.
He hit it right to the fence.
Awesome.
And I don't think he knew I was there though. I said he was going. I was just because I didn't come up and I was hanging back. I didn't come up saying. So when I see him in school, I'm going to congratulate him on the hit
For sure.
because it was great.
It's a big
see.
deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Like Bradley's when he had the first hit. You know,
Yeah.
I was there. I loved it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal for kids, and you gotta like make it a big deal so they understand. Okay, I can do this. They have the confidence in them because some kids don't. I think they lack the confidence and stuff. And some kids are way overconfident that they think they're going to be, you know, the Major League Football or Major League Baseball players and stuff like that. And I hate to burst their bubble, but in Camden, New York, you got to be exceptionally good to be recognized, you know.
Yeah.
Or and if you're good like Riley Dixon, he went to Camden, McConnellsville, and then he in high school his freshman year or sophomore year, he went to CBA to get recognized. He went to Syracuse. Now he's with the pros. But see, you had to do that because in Camden, New York, unfortunately, you're not going to get recognized. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're that good, get recognized, it's good to take that like transfer to a city school, private school, whatever, to get recognized because unfortunately, not many pro athletes come on to Camden, New York. Just saying.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Maybe could be first. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope there's like a lot of them coming down the pipe. That'd be great. But you know, but I tell kids, you know, you can put your mind to anything.
Yep.
Anything you want to do, just be humble. Be a good sport too. That's another thing. I talked to a class Friday at school about being good sports because in the back gym in the morning time, 10 minutes. That's all they had to do. We'll play kickball? Yes, let's play kickball. But come to find out, after the game was done, they couldn't let it go. They brought all the problem back to the classroom. And so the teachers were saying it. So now they just got to sit down and be quiet in the gym because
they can't handle it.
Right, they can't handle it. And I go, guys, it's only for 10 minutes. And then the teachers then you brought it into the school and kept back into the room, and the teachers, you can't blame the teachers. You can't.
Right.
You guys, when a game's done, it's done. Good sportsmanship, good game. Because I told them, you know, the night before you can be playing against your best friend. But in school, they're still going to be your friends.
Yeah.
Right.
They are still going to be your friends. So you want to try to win. Everybody wants to win, but you got to learn sportsmanship.
Yeah.
That's important.
Do you have any? Do you have any? You talked on our last podcast a little bit about some things and like kind of get into like the bullying topic.
Yeah.
Do you have anything when you were in, I guess in grade school, whereas you talk about like somebody mistreating you as far as in sports versus like somebody that was very supportive that helped you out and helped you through?
Yeah, I did. I had because I was in sports in grade school. I was an avid bowler, and people would make fun of me because bowling wasn't a sport back then, of course. So they would say, bowling not a sport, and I would struggle with the fact that because I always stuck up. I go, bowling is a sport. I go, yes, it's a recreational sport if you don't want to compete. But if you want to be good at something and compete and go on to college, you have to work at it. And I worked at it. As I was, I didn't start bowling until I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not good. I used to, like when my approach, I used to pump my shoulder like I was 10 times like I was having convulsions. I was just like, and I would go up there and on the lanes, I would worry about falling. So I wouldn't, I just, and they call me, they always used to call me Twinkle Toes because I used to go up like Fred Flintstone, like
Yeah.
Twinkle Toes right up there. And even when, I didn't realize that even when I got older, my wife would call me Twinkle Toes because I didn't realize I was doing it, but I've been doing it so long, I would do it when I was bowling for real.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it, but I just kept practicing, working at it. And when I was in school, I was on WSDM used to have a challenge through bowling, and I was on there 28 times.
Mm-hmm.
Our record, we were 26-2 as a high school team and middle school team. So people laughed at me, but
I know kind of what it's like when people are like, what you're doing is not a sport.
Cheerleading?
People would pick on me about cheerleading, and I was a dancer though for years. I did jazz, tap, and ballet. And with the dancing or the cheerleading, because I was like the flyer, the one that like went up.
yeah.
I'm like, I would like to see you do that stuff. Stop picking on me. It's actually very difficult. If you do it right, it's hard to do that stuff. You have your friends that are holding you up doing things. Right. It's hard for me and it's hard for them. And I don't want to say most people couldn't do it because like if you practice, anyone can pretty much do anything. But the people that are picking on you about that stuff, they just have no idea.
No,
the work that you
jealous.
put in it, you know?
They're jealous of you.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see myself up there doing all the
Mr.
dance.
G's a flyer.
Whipping around.
Yeah, no. I'd be the one helping people like
You'd be throwing everyone.
Yeah. Because I could not be doing that stuff. Yeah. And no, not at all. Not at all, because that would not be, not me, my forte. Right. Let's put it that way. But I understand because, like, I had my cousins and stuff were in jazz and tap, and I think it's really cool. And now they can, I saw in people go to competitions, they go even to nationals, and I mean, you see even cheerleading on ESPN, the sports, like when they have the dance teams and stuff like that, routines. That takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
It does.
Because you do the routine, somebody does a routine wrong,
Right, and that's like a major team sport, whatever you want to say, because when they're doing stuff that's all synchronized and supposed to be at the same time, if you're the one not doing it right, you're messing it all up. So it takes everybody to do it together. So
it's like reminds me of in Olympics, synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
People say, what do you like? I think it's fascinating to watch them synchronize, and that they, like you said, that they have to do everything
right.
Somebody's off and the legs down here is supposed to be up here.
Yeah.
It's like
You're like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah,
That's, yeah.
it looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like, and it could affect the whole team,
Right.
you know. And that's
Mm-hmm.
and people don't understand. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody loves their thing, what they do,
Right.
and that's why I tell kids, pick something you love, and just work at it and do it the best of your ability.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I wanna shift gears from sports. Mr. G's like, ah. No, and obviously we talk a lot about adversity, and like last time you and I talked on the podcast, you know, I thought I knew what adversity was, you know, because we're going through a lot, and obviously after this last summer, you know, with the significant losses, like from your perspective and outside looking in, like, do you remember when you first heard about the accident that our family went through?
Yes.
Like, what was your thought? Like,
I was like, wow, and I started crying. I really broke down, and I said, for when I heard about it, I go, I had to look. I heard about it again and think twice. I go, and the first thing I thought of was you guys and was Bradley.
Yeah.
First thing came to my mind, and I wanted to see if you guys are okay, of course, and I wanted to see how Bradley. First thing came to my mind, and because it was just so real, and it happened. Sad it happened, but you can learn. Unfortunately, you can learn so much from this, and how you, and that's why when with you and like Monica running and inspire me very much so, because you guys are always running and inspiring, and you guys inspire everybody around you. Guys are total inspiration of what you went through, and you try to help other people learn from them, and that's amazing, because some people that would happen to them would just be like a wall, and they would just stare and have if they didn't like have an addiction, they would turn to addiction.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd be honest with you, sometimes when life hits you right in the face and knocks you down, you turn to that whatever that addiction is for comfort. And when that is a case, it's just not the case. And what you guys do with this podcast, and what I'm trying to do with the kids and positive mindset, I think is a wonderful thing. Trying to teach kids that people do care.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Reach out.
Yeah.
Because if you don't reach out and stuff like that, go to counselor, go to somebody, reach out, have a friend, reach out, because the alternative is you don't want to keep it bottled up inside all the time.
Not to interrupt you, but like immediately makes me think of last spring. There was a week. I don't know what month it was in, but it was before the accident, a few months. And you asked, you're like, hey, would you mind picking me up, bring me to church? You know, you said you're going through things. Yeah. Which there's a lot of people that wouldn't do that, even if they wanted to, because they're too proud of admitting that they're going through things. But everybody goes through things. Yeah. And I remember picking you up, and I remember sitting in church, and like, you know, every once in a while they'll be like, does anybody want to come up for prayer? And I remember I was so nervous. I'm like, you know, I've never done that my entire life, where I'm like, hey, Miss G, let's go up front. Yeah. And I remember like just praying with you. Yeah. And I'll never forget that, because that was super far out of my comfort zone at that point in time in my life. But like it you know, I hope it meant something to you. Oh yeah. But it meant so much to me. And and in that time frame, and you talk about us being inspiring, but like, you have no idea the impact that you're leaving on kids. Dude, you have no idea the impact that you've had on my son, like in him being able to navigate what he's navigating. Like you got to give yourself so much credit.
It's like, all that unseen stuff. Like, there's so many people watching you and taking everything that you're saying to heart and going with it and following what you're doing. Like, you're helping so many people and you don't even know it.
Like, these kids probably don't hear you say make good choices 1,000 times, but it's 1,001 time they think back to Mr. G. They're like, he always would say that. Well,
Yeah.
it's such a simple message that, and there's a lot of different types of simple messages like that. That's one of them, though. If you made good choices your entire life, I'll tell you what, your life's going to be pretty damn good.
Exactly.
Is it going to be perfect?
No.
Are you going
Yeah,
to...
but the thing is, too, you're not just like, you better make good choices. You're like, hey, we all mess up. If you mess up, then just do better. Try to fix it. Apologize.
Right.
Like, we're human beings. We're all going to go through things.
I'm far from perfect, but just that thing. And I'll be honest with you, when my dad, because he's been through numerous accidents, he almost died numerous times. He got in a car accident and numerous things. And when he said he's resilient, he's taught me how to be resilient. He's taught me that, you can do things and things again. And he never complained.
Yeah.
Never, ever complains. And I have another friend of the family's. He lives in Florida, and he got MS because he stepped in. He was in the military. One of the cannons were around the ground. He was in the military. Screwed him up.
Probably IED or something like that, an explosion.
Yeah. And he never complains either.
Well, that's the thing. And not that there's anything wrong with complaining once in a while, but perspective is so important. And when somebody's been through hell and they're smiling, and sometimes that's enough to make somebody else be like, boy, maybe I need to reevaluate what I have. Because we can all bitch and complain about life. All of us could do it. We could complain. I could complain all day long, especially about my wife. No, I'm just kidding. And no, but seriously, we could all but at the same time, how easy is it to overlook all those things that we take for granted every single day, whether it's your mom or your dad or your wife or our dogs, and I always say I try not to take things for granted, especially after going through so much loss. I'm so grateful. But I still catch myself taking things for granted. I'll take her for granted, and I will think about, or even I'll look at Bradley and I'm like, man, did I not get the ultimate lesson of life where I should be so grateful all the time? But it's human nature.
Yeah. But I was just gonna say, no matter what, there's not one single person on this earth ever, from the beginning of time to the end of time, that will just not take anything for granted. That is part of human beings.
Yeah.
But the first amazing step is to recognize that and be more grateful every day. But I don't think anyone that's trying you to be more aware of it or be more grateful, you're never going to fulfill that.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a little bit empty at the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like the fact that when I look at the whole picture and stuff, and my dad is my dad is my inspiration. I have to say that my dad he's the one that taught me resilience and stuff like that. We used to do everything together. And just now he's walking with a cane, and just to see him, that determination, that look in his eyes, when he don't have that look in his eyes, I get scared and nervous. Because he's just got that knowing. I have a student. He's been through, he had a feeding tube, now he's doing better and stuff like that. And funny note, we had dressed like a teacher Friday. He come in, he dressed just like me.
Oh my gosh, I wish I saw that.
Yeah, he had a fedora hat on. He had a Hawaiian shirt on. He had a tie. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I was dying. And I call him the mayor, because he goes, and I have to take him to his bus 20 minutes early because so he can talk to all these teachers and wave, and I go, he's a mayor. So I wrote I wrote a thing about, and he wanted me to paint my face like how he is. I go, no, I cannot do that. Can you imagine if I ever did that? I go, I would be, blackballed or probably, something. I couldn't. I go, I can't do that, but I can do something else. And I go, hi, I am the man. And I start waving to people.
Yeah.
And I go, he goes, Mr. G. I go, hey, I'm just being like you. I'm waving.
So cute. Yeah.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
He is, but just, that melted him. I just started laughing. And I gave him a hug. He goes, can I hug you? Yes, I'll give you a hug, buddy. He goes, then we're at the thing, at the play Friday. He goes, can I sit by you, Mr. G? Yeah. And he lost his hat. He was so devastated. But I emailed the high school people that I knew and stuff like that, and he got his hat back. You would thought I gave him candy all day or something like that. He goes, thank you, Mr. G, for helping me. Thank you for getting my hat back. I go, you're welcome, buddy. I felt like $1 million.
Right.
Just that simple. It made his day. It made my day just because I was helping kid.
Yeah.
I was helping him.
Yep.
Because he was devastated. And come to find out, his grandmother bought that for him when he had his first health problem, his surgery. She bought that for him. So it meant so much
special.
more.
Yep.
I didn't realize that until he told me.
Yeah.
It meant so much more to him.
Yeah.
And it was just melted my heart. I'm glad
Oh, for sure.
that he found it. It's just things like that.
Yeah.
And some people just, what would that mean to you?
Yeah.
It meant everything to me.
Yeah.
Because I helped him kid find his thing, and he was just so.
Yeah, that's why you do what you do.
Yeah. Because it was like I told him I wasn't going to be in school tomorrow. I didn't tell him I go, my wife's got a procedure on, he goes, I'm not coming either then. I go, no, you got to come. I go, no, you have to come, buddy. He goes, I go, Mr. G's going to be back there Tuesday. Please. He goes, you promise? So we had a pinky promise that I'll be back to school.
And he'll hold you to it too, I bet.
Oh yeah. He'll be when I
waiting for you.
He'll be waiting for me, and when I come through that door,
Yeah.
he goes, Mr. G goes, yeah, he does. He don't let me. And if I tell him something, he don't let me forget it either.
Yeah.
You remember a couple months ago we recorded a podcast with Joe Haran. He's the executive director of Building Men.
Yes.
And because I want to get into talk about a little bit of just what you really want to do with your program. And so Joe Haran, just for people that haven't seen his episode, he's the executive director of Building Men for a program in Syracuse School District, which he's been doing for 20 years this year. Started off, he was a gym teacher, and a lot of these inner city kids, he realized, they don't know what love is. They don't know what it is. And they so his program, and I'm paraphrasing, he could explain a lot better, but essentially taking these kids, showing them integrity, love, and respect, and doing things with them, activities and community service, and just doing things for the right reasons. And it's a beautiful program that has been so successful in the Syracuse School District. It's now been applied to 19 schools, I believe.
So, yeah.
Something like
that.
a lot of schools.
Right, yeah.
And it was really cool because we had Spectrum News that was recording our podcast. And that was to record our podcast. It was about us.
Yeah.
However, because they were there and they're sitting there listening to him talk about his program, and just like you, when you listen to this guy talk about his program, you feel the enthusiasm in the air because he loves what he's doing, and nobody that listens to you talk about these kids would ever question for a second whether or not you care about what you're doing. You can tell you do. It's genuine, it's real, it's authentic, and I think I was going somewhere with that. So Spectrum asked after the podcast is over, your 20-year event, would we be able to cover it with our Spectrum News next month? So I felt really great about that. Because not only did, it was cool, we do something news and stuff, it's good exposure, I guess. But and it was cool because it helped promote him, and it kind of got me thinking, like, because I think it's important. It's essentially you just want to talk to kids about doing the right thing in life,
Yes,
and being respectful, and just give them little motivational messages.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you ever had a big dream with it, like if you could have an end goal, if you had everything go the way you wanted it to, which I know has nothing to do with money, but like, how would you want it to go? Like, what would you like to do?
I would like to take every school in, let's say, let's start small. Every school in United County come on board, and then go from there. I would love just to travel around the world, get flying, have Mel drive me.
Right.
And I told her that I told her when I get famous, she can drive me.
Yeah.
She can drive me, and we can go pick me up at the airport, take me to the airport, and I would just love to talk to kids. Every school, no matter what it is, that's my ultimate dream, is to be on stage and talk to every student I can. If I influence one child in every school, I did my job.
Yeah.
I just want to say something about how you do things and how you speak, and the length of your videos or your talks are so good, because these kids are young. Their attention span is like this.
Yeah.
And they just connect with you, and they listen to you, and you're just really good at what you're doing, and your passion and love for it. Like, I can feel that all the time.
Yeah, and if you did speak to older kids too, like in our last podcast, like when you were talking to us about like those kids mistreating you, and it was like, I think middle school or something.
Yeah.
And like when you went into detail about that, like I think that like that could resonate with kids so much too, because like sometimes I think kids, when they're real, like I remember being mean to a kid when I was younger, and I remember somebody calling me out on it, and like to this day I'll never forget that. And I think I talked about it in that episode. And I think sometimes kids, they're not doing things to be malevolent and really mean, but they just don't realize it.
Right.
And I think sometimes hearing somebody like you, like or me even, 'cause I was screwed with pretty bad when I was younger for a bit, and like hearing stories about that and like how you really felt in that moment, how bad it was for you. I think that's got so much value to it. And because you're never gonna get rid of bullying ever. You're never gonna get rid of people treating people like crap. However, like you said, if you can change one person's course, whether it's the bully or the kid that's dealing with the bullying, knowing like, hey, like sometimes you are gonna have to just put up with stuff in life. Sometimes you're just gonna have to put up with mistreatment, and it's unfortunate,
Exactly.
but it's part of life. What do you do?
Right.
Like we're not. I was just listening.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah, to a point.
To a point.
Absolutely. But
there is a thing called boundaries and stuff when you get older, but that's another episode.
But like we were, kind of like Eddie Pinero I was listening to him talk about. He's talking about pouring coconut water into a cup and straining out the coconut. He's like, if you could only do that with all your problems in life, just strain them out and separate them, get rid of them.
Yeah.
But sometimes those problems you have, like maybe like think about it. If you grew up differently and nobody ever treated you badly, if nobody was ever a bully to you your entire life, Mr. G, would you care as much as you do about bullying? No.
Right.
Just like like me, it's like going through the last few years, and I thank God. I thank God that I started going to church when I did. And you definitely you've had an impact on that too, because we've talked about things, and you've asked me to pray for you, vice versa, and people, that's kind of a different subject I'm tying in there, but like faith, like people need to lean into that when they're going through these hard times. And I think little kids even, if they're having issues at home that are just because there's a lot of issues at home.
If you're going through something so hard and there's no light to find, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of anything if, like, you're not learning and trying to do better or trying to help other people? What's the point?
Yeah.
See, some people, and like, it's not about, people say, well, it's not about money. No, money is to me, sometimes money is the root of all evils. I truly believe that because I don't care what a person makes. I don't care as long because my parents told me this at a young age. If I was blind, I could only feel how they're treating me. You can see and stuff like that. He goes, everybody puts their pants like on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
Yep.
I don't care if you're the Pope. I don't care if you're a thing. Yes, you might have a title that's bigger, but that don't mean you're better than me. You're better than anybody else. You know, because nobody's better. If you treat everybody equally and treat them with respect and you know, shake your hand when you see it. Say, have a good day. To this day, every morning, teachers don't like me. Some teachers don't like me because every Monday morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing?
I've found that so common throughout my entire adulthood, especially. I'm happy-go-lucky. I like smiling. I'm generally happy, even when I'm at work. I may not want to necessarily be at work, but I'm there. I might as well be positive, right?
Right.
And
Same.
I felt that my entire life that people just, especially if people are miserable, they're like, "Why the hell are you so happy?"
Yeah,
Right.
Like,
right.
you know, and
get them double looks like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's one of those things we're not going to change.
No.
But
and as I grow, I go, you know what? I go, I should calm down. Maybe calm down. Like say, like come after a week of vacation. Good morning. You know, I don't do that as much anymore because I tone that down.
funny.
I just say good morning to people like that. But you know, I'm not changing who I am.
Right.
I'm not changing who I am. And all the kids I see, good morning, and
Mr. G, I do the same thing because I'm out at the bus circle every single morning and every evening when the kids are leaving. Good morning, you know, and someone will come up, you know, grab you and give you a big hug and stuff. And when they're leaving, have a great evening, you know, see you tomorrow. And they need that though, because sometimes from where they're coming from and they're going to school, they need to be greeted with love. And that could make their whole day a certain way.
Absolutely.
It's just like at night, you know, tucking your kids in, you know, like it's funny. One of the part of the message at church today was the dinner table. And, and there, you know, I'll take that message and amplify it because I agree with Pastor Lynch about that so strongly. Whereas, and when we're sitting at the dinner table, it's not sitting on the dinner table on your phone.
Bingo. I
Get off that crap, throw it in
Yes.
another room. And like, I've heard of stories of families having like cell phone boxes where they'll have like an hour or 2 hours of 0 cell phones.
Yeah.
We don't do that. However, we have what I call self-control. And sometimes more than others. I'm guilty as anybody, you know. I find myself sitting there doing crap on social media, but it's so important to have those moments of, you know, tucking your kids in at night. And you know, and maybe it's something I could be better at in the morning but I don't know. I had somebody. What's that?
Tucking your kids at night and there's something to be better.
No,
at
just
in the morning.
like a good send off to go to school before work.
Oh,
and stuff
okay, I
like
got
that.
you. Okay.
And but yeah, I don't know. It made me think of that.
Like if you think back when you were little, like what are the things that your parents did that really like stuck with you in such a good positive way? And it's like sitting at the dinner table. We always
So important.
Yeah, but,
so many families don't anymore.
Right, and we always had like, remember TGIF? We would always do that all together, you know. And I know it's a TV show or whatever. And we don't really watch a lot of TV like ever.
Yeah.
But we would have like family kickball games sometimes and stuff outside, and it was just nice that we're all together doing something instead of sitting next to each other just you know, hey, let's spend some time together. You're sitting there for like 2 minutes and then everyone kind of takes out their phone and then everyone for like an hour is like doing stuff.
Yeah, and like
crazy.
then there's no conversations anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm one of those weirdos that like somebody will text me, I'll call them. You know, which nowadays that's just unheard of.
Oh, it is.
It's like that voice
You're
interaction.
the weird one.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very true. We're calling.
Yeah.
We're calling. No. Yeah, it drives me crazy too. But that is very important. I think that's and going to like grandma's on Sunday afternoon dinners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when my grandmother was alive, we used to do it on Saturday nights. We go to church on Saturday nights, and then we go to grandma's for spaghetti.
Aw.
All my aunts and my cousins would come.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because we quickly gobbled down our food and we go out and play
Yeah.
something.
Right.
You know, and just that's where. And nowadays, usually like when the grandmother passes, things change totally, dramatic in the family. Don't you agree?
And grandparents
Everything
in
is
general, I feel
different.
like, yeah.
Everything is different. Not that it's like bad.
Right,
It's just
but-
different, and I totally know what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy that how just a grandma passes or grandpa, how things,
Yeah.
the dramatics of the family change.
Yep.
Just
So
like
true.
that.
So true.
Just like taking candy from a baby.
We are coming up on 46 minutes, so it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I like this conversation.
Me too.
And I want, like, if you had, and put you on the spot,
Yeah,
if you had one message, if you had a final message, if you knew today was your last day on this planet,
Yeah.
and you had a message for kids to hear, what would that message be?
Message would be stay humble and treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
That's
Simple words to live by.
simple. And simple, but yeah,
Life can get you sometimes, so it might be difficult for some people.
right.
But
yeah.
but really, if they think back on your words, you know,
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
and it's all about good choices.
Yep.
It's
Make
all-
good choices.
Choices. Make good choices. And it's and I tell some of my students now, make good choices. What do you think? Oh, am I supposed to play this? No, make good choices. They look at me like, what are you talking about?
Well, Mr. G, you know what we're going to do is on our next podcast episode when you have your own private jet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
We'll do it on your
Yeah,
jet. Yeah, great idea.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna kill the recording. And
Thanks
I'm
for
gonna-
this, Mr. G.
You're welcome.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll roll some footage of this little farmhouse. I'll slip it in here to this episode because it's really cool in here. So
Love it.
shout out to Grace Haven Farms for allowing us to record here, and thank you, Brendan and Caitlin. And it's right here in Westdale, New York. Come support it. It's beautiful. They have great stuff,
You'll have
local
everything
stuff.
in it.
Yeah.
Everything.
Thank you. Take care.